Guys, Dr. Mark Lewis Johnson Sr. here, and thank you so much for being a part of this mentoring in gospel ministry. As a third generation preacher's kid, I've been in ministry now for 30 years. I pastored 3 churches, planted 1. I was a part of Major League Baseball's chaplain league, so I got an opportunity to be a chaplain for some sports franchises there, and God's done some amazing things with me, and I'm able to take all of that and bring it to the classroom. But I know for certain that nothing that we teach in the form of lecture, nothing that they read in the form of a book can emulate what happens on the front lines of ministry. And that's what this class is geared to be, to give a reality check and remind people that when you're serving in ministry, it's not going to be easy. So thank you so much for adding to this institution with your time and your energy to pour into students, and I really do appreciate that along the way. So let me introduce myself real quick. This is my family. My wife, Heather, we've been married now for 27 years. My 4 kids, they're a lot bigger than that picture now, but God has blessed us to do a lot of amazing things. We met at Washington and Jefferson College. There, I got my BA there and spent a lot of time from 1990 to 1994 just serving in ministry. Also, I have opportunity to be the first African-American senior class commencement speaker since its founding in 1781, believe it or not. God has done some amazing things with us along the way, and I am so grateful to be a college trustee there. But the most important thing is Washington and Jefferson College is where I got my calling to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. After finishing Washington and Jefferson College, I went overseas and played professional basketball in Germany. So God tied my 2 loves, theology and basketball, together. And I was able to have some effective ministry there with amazing church plant there from Houston, who was actually serving in Augsburg, Germany. God blessed us to do some amazing things. But when I finished my career, I came back, served with my father in ministry, and went to Princeton Theological Seminary, where I received a Master's of Divinity and a Master's of Theology there. A wonderful time of ministry where I was able to serve the Metropolitan Baptist Church. It was a mega church, about 6,000 members at the time, and there I was responsible for over 2,000 youth and young adults, and we had an opportunity to grow that ministry as an executive director for youth and young adults, and it was a phenomenal time. And there I learned the grind of ministry and how difficult it can be. So I was able to use my time as Princeton Theological Seminary and my time with this ministry here at Metropolitan, bring them together, and really was able to see the fullness of ministry. And I hope that is the experience that these young people get now. After that, I went to Liberty Hill Baptist Church. Liberty Hills, where I served there for about 9 years, an opportunity for me to really grow in ministry. We planted a church called Encourage Church, and there I served the Cleveland Indians as their chaplain. But the amazing thing is I was able to take this African-American congregation and lead them into the Southern Baptist Convention. There was some apprehension on their part, but respectfully so, we really dug in with one issue that I thought was most important: racial reconciliation. It was something that was near and dear to my heart, and I did a doctor of ministry at the New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary, built a project out, had so many people come out from near and far to celebrate with me and really dig in to racial reconciliation, given all the work that we were doing with the Southern Baptist Convention. We had missionaries come flying from Texas and Oklahoma and North Carolina and Georgia, serving the city of Cleveland, Ohio. It was a phenomenal thing that we can only attribute to the hand of God on our lives. And so because of that, we were able to do a D-Min project that lifted that up and made that a part of what it is. And if you want to read that, it's available as well. However, I wasn't done with the doctorate. After finishing my D-Min, I had this strange idea to do a PhD. So I finalized a PhD here, almost finished with it actually, here in New Orleans Theological Seminary. I'm also working with the Miami Marlins and the Tulane's basketball team as their chaplain. But God has done some amazing things along the way, and I'm honored to be a part of his journey. Let's deal with some expectations here. Listen, I want us to give the real deal of ministry, the ministry expectation. A mentor is not responsible for teaching, but just sharing your ministry experiences as related to the weekly course content. You'll get some content, get a chance to see and hear about what's going on and connect those dots for these young people who are in need of experience as well. I want you to spend quality time with them. We understand the demands of ministry that you're facing is challenging, and we understand that it's difficult, but we need your expertise because it's invaluable for what we do in ministry as well. I had to do it. I did it as a pastor and as a missionary, as a chaplain, so I know that it's difficult for you to weave that time in. So just by being here, I got to say thank you because you are starting the process with us as well. Also, be creative. We want you to have these weekly meetings. We don't want it to be the same routines over and over again. You may have to have a different place because of your schedule, but find time to be creative about how you do it. We're going to give you the content to at least have conversations to start, but we want you to really enjoy the time, and that is what matters more than anything. I always call it give the real deal of ministry. Let them know that it's not easy. I mean, just because you make it look easy does not mean it is easy. So we understand that, and we want you to make sure they understand that as well. Let's look at some duties. We've got the mentor agreement form, the covenant, mentor training verification, and then the weekly meetings, which is 1 hour. We have a lot that we're going to be going through there. We know that there's a lot of different components to this, but we want you to be mindful of how all these things work together because God is doing some phenomenal things, and we're glad that you're a part of it as well. If you look here, you'll see some of the requirements for the course. There's a reading critique, mentoring hours. We have a ministry strategy that they're going to create. We want them also to do a reflection paper on where they've been so far. And then, of course, we'll have some weekly video content and some Blackboard quizzes that they will go through as well. You are more than welcome to get as much knowledge about the weekly videos. If you'd like, I could send them to you directly. But I just want you to know that it is available as you get a chance to see some of the topics that we will cover as well. This is the work that they will have to do. Because this is a summer section, we have a whole entire semester smashed into about 8 weeks. And so we want to make sure to cover all the content and give them the videos, and we will challenge them and we will push them because they decided to do it this short way. We want to make sure we give everything to them so they can be well equipped, and your help is going to be so important as well. Here's some of the topics we're going to cover. We're going to talk about burnout. We're going to talk about ministry conflict. We're going to go over some biblical foundation. Talk about ministry cohesion and what that looks like in a ministry when ministry don't want to work together or when they do want to work together. We're going to talk about family ministry, making sure your spouse and your children are not thrown off to the side as individuals who are not as important. No, your family is critical. The Lord did not give us ministry so that our families could die while we're serving. No. It's a partnership in ministry where we grow together, and we want to teach them how to love their family well while they're serving in ministry. And, of course, leadership and those kind of things as well. So, listen, I want to give you all my contact information. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me here at this contact information. Don't hesitate to reach out because we want to cover a lot of ground, but we want them to know how important they are in ministry. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Call me directly. That is my direct cell number. You can text me anytime, day or night. Love to connect in with you as well. But I just want to thank you also so much for being a part of this journey, and thank you for serving our young people. And we're going to do our best to help them walk with Christ, proclaim his truth, and fulfill his mission. But in the meantime, if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out. But may God bless you and keep you in his perfect peace.